Record. Perfect. And we are recording. So we're here with Richard in the UK. You look good, Richard. How are you?
Hi. How you doing?
Good. You look happier. Tell me, we're here to do just kind of a brief call with Richard. I know that you've had some huge personal breakthroughs with ADD, ADHD, whatever, for yourself lately.
Yeah.
And would love to hear what did it for you. So.
Well, first of all, thank you to you, Stephen, because I joined your university. The first thing I learned, was putting the list together, like heart coherence and things like that. It was one morning actually. I was looking at a video on ADHD. One of the doctors in America, a really good doctor that knows a lot about it. And he was talking about the executive functions. He was talking about the frontal lobe, dopamine. So I just went straight out. I just asked, what is my levels of consciousness around my frontal lobe?
Oh.
And I got 0. And what is my level of consciousness around dopamine? I got 0. Yeah. And then I went through all the executive functions that he mentioned, and all that was 0 as well. I was like, okay. So using that chart, that advanced healing toolkit, is brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I used this trauma energy chart as well, and I cleared it. I went back there 17 generations on my mum's side. So a grandma that got hit in the head in the frontal lobe. It was a brain injury. She got physically beaten here, brain injury trauma. And as soon as I released that was like, I felt a massive shift. It was amazing. Yeah. And then
your whole countenance is significantly different. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Because typically you would not smile very much, and you would kind of have a more down like this countenance, and now you're more up like this. It's very, it's a very big shift in terms of your physiology. It's super obvious.
Yeah. Well, within 5 or 10 minutes, because I suffered so much brain fog, and all this interference here was like before I did the clearing, and as soon as it was cleared, it was like someone had just gone like that, and I could see. I was like, wow, I can see, I can feel. My head's so clear, and I don't feel impulsive anymore. I don't feel. I wake up every morning, Stephen, with a clear head. And that's all I wanted, Having a clear head is just like amazing. Now I can make decisions, instead of impulsive ones. It's just life changing. It's just waking up in the morning, first thing, and I'm feeling like I feel joy. I feel clear headedness. I feel great. I feel amazing. And when I go to bed, my mind is rested, it wants to go to sleep. It's not like a relentless motor that's going zzz, none of that.
Awesome. So go over again. So it was frontal lobe, executive motor function, dopamine, and what was there one more?
I've been doing serotonin as well.
Serotonin. So basically 4 things, and then you measure the level of consciousness on each one.
Yeah, and what I noticed was exactly, and what I noticed was the adrenaline balance, because people with ADHD, we get adrenaline, we're like, and that was 0%. So I tested that at the beginning.
So it wasn't down. So that was maybe adrenaline balance.
Yeah, I watched this doctor, right? And he said a lot of people with ADHD as well was unresolved pain and unresolved fear. So I added that to the list. like
Yeah.
the way you showed me how to do a list.
Yeah.
So I've been adding stuff on that list. I tell you, for the last every week, there's stuff come up. I've been learning new things with new clients about their stuff. I've been adding to it. But they are the things. They are the things. Frontal lobe,
Yeah.
dopamine, adrenal balance, serotonin. The brain chemistry has to be balanced.
Yeah. That's brilliant. So, you know, overall, the thing to review is like, it's very good to have clarity on what the goal is, clarity on where you are, and then you can start connecting it, right? So you got an increased clarity on what it was actually necessary to create, right?
Yeah.
And how well connected you are to that. And then you were able to figure out what you needed to release. Right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because that's why, you know, just doing very basic emotion code and body code and saying, well, do I have a trapped emotion related to my ADHD? And it's like, it's too vague because it's not pointed
No.
specifically at creating something, right? And that's
Well,
that's what you did.
I became a practitioner emotion code in 2014, and I've just been releasing and releasing and releasing, and it wasn't getting any better. You know, my ADHD became worse this year in February more than it's ever done. But I'm wondering whether that was the reason, because it was like making me work on it.
Yeah.
You know, to find the resolution of it. But it's important that you've got to go straight for the brain chemistry.
Yeah. Brilliant.
You know, instead of the symptoms, you've got to get that, because I want dopamine. We need dopamine. I was addicted to self-help, buy books. It's all about the next book, the next seminar, the next course. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people are addicted to, you know, gambling, porn, drug addiction, alcohol. But fortunately, I was doing, you know, I was addicted to something that was healthy, but it was still an addiction because of the lack of dopamine. So last October, I'll give you another example. When I came back from Italy, I was impulsive. I got the travel bug, and I went out to buy some toothpaste, and I came back with a holiday in the Rockies.
Very good. Yeah.
Right? None of
Like
that goes on now.
You know,
I
someone
don't
said,
feel that
you know, like,
impulsiveness to do something like that.
yeah.
And
Awesome.
adrenaline is something else you need. As soon as you've made the frontal lobe happy and you've got that levels of consciousness right up there.
Yeah. Perfect.
And then after that, it was just about tweaking the dopamine, because I had some more things to release from my mother when I was about 3 or 4, because remember, that was on my mum's side, all that ADHD that came from 17 generations. So it went down every single generation. My grandma had it. She had electric shock therapy in the 1960s, I think it was. And my mum had ADHD, but of course that generation, they didn't know about it. Even when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, you know, I couldn't concentrate at school, and I had such a hard time. And, you know, US a lot, you know, before English people, before they did in England. It's much more recognised in the US, ADHD, wasn't it?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Well, awesome, man. I'm super proud of you. I think this gives
Thank
people
you.
some good ideas to on what to play around with for themselves and for their clients, and
Sure.
look forward to it. So,
well, big thank you to you, because you've told me about. I never, even though I did heart math a few years ago, I never thought about putting heart coherence on a list, like, you know, and working on that.
yeah.
But that tooling kit has been absolutely godsend. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's so great to hear. It's good to see you, man.
Thank you, Stephen. Great to see you too.
Remind me, there's something available in the UK that's not available here. It's a German medical device. It's freaky cool. I'm gonna remind me. I'll send you some information about it. But it could take what you've already done and ping, supercharge it for you and your clients. It's, the more I'm studying it, my mind's getting totally blown. But I'll share that with you later. So,
Okay,
anyways,
brilliant.
Awesome, John. We'll talk to you later. See you later.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks, Stephen, for everything. Thank you.
You bet. Bye.